our main goal right now is to get stronger and faster, and our strength and conditioning program might be the most important thing we do all year. We definitely have seen great results, and working with their strength coach, the girls have gotten stronger, and that's going to definitely translate over onto the field, and looking forward to seeing what it's actually done for us, and that's when they start believing in the philosophy. And for most of the girls, it's the first time they've really been put through a sport-specific, gender-specific workout, and they see great results.
You're talking about Scott Odell, correct? Working with your kids as strength and conditioning coach. What does it mean having somebody you can kind of turn that over to now as a full-time employee?
Yeah, we're blessed to have someone with his knowledge and experience, and that I think we would be not utilizing the right resources if we didn't use Scott. He's got the knowledge, and he's actually worked with softball programs in the past, so it was easy for our girls to believe in what he, his philosophy in the weight room, and the attention to detail that he expects, and technique, and they like him too, which makes that a lot better whenever they can work out with someone who can push them and hold them to high expectations, and if they like the person, then they're going to get results. So we're fortunate to have his knowledge, his resources, and it's allowed me to step away from that part of our season and put it over to someone who is the expert in that area.
NCAA regulations are so tough about working with kids in the offseason. Could you give people an idea of what you have to deal with when it comes to how often and how much you can work with a player?
Well, we have rules of how much individual workouts the girls can have, sport-specific workouts, and it allows us to get into some small groups and work on areas of the game that each girl needs to work on. For us, most of that's the offensive side of the game. When we get forced inside, it's definitely the one thing we can turn our attention to, and that's maybe tweaking someone's swing or getting them, giving them the opportunity to get better. And in small groups, we're able to accomplish that. With a small coaching staff, it's hard for us to see every girl take every swing, and when we get them down into small groups and work on with them for short intervals of time, it gives them that one-on-one attention that they've been needing. It also gives our catchers an opportunity to get comfortable with all of our pitching staff and give them opportunities to catch each kid enough so that they're comfortable in the spring, and then also working with each one of them on how to call a game, and we give all of our pitch calling to our catchers. So it's an important time to get on the same page with them.
Let's go back to tweaking the swing. If you could boil it down, what's kind of the general philosophy that you want your hitters to have, and the stuff they can work on here in the offseason?
Well, we spend a lot of time. Every girl we get can pull the ball, and that's not our philosophy at all. We spend a lot of time talking about letting the ball travel and thinking middle and the other way, and once they start using the entire field, they become better hitters, and they realize that they might have had great success in high school, but they were only using half of the field or maybe a quarter of the field, and now we've expanded and trying to get them to think gap to gap. We also, with our strength program and with our offensive philosophy, feel like we can get hitters to think more drive runs and gap to gap power rather than just put the ball in play. And we've taken girls who had very little power in the past and have made them someone who can really drive the ball. And so a combination of our offensive philosophy with our strength and conditioning program, we turn hitters into maybe a lot less make contact, hope for something good to happen to really driving the ball and understanding the strike zone and becoming a better hitter in situations.
Go back also to your catchers, now that we've talked about that, but is it going to be tough to find a catcher this year with a senior graduate?
We actually have a very good problem, and that is that we've got three girls that I feel like we can put behind the plate and give ourselves a chance to win. Each one of them has something a little different that they bring to the table, but all three of them, Kelsey tonight, freshman from Saskatoon, Canada, Ashley Nation, a sophomore from Tulsa, Oklahoma, and Lexi Rosmus, a junior college transfer. all three can go back there and give us an opportunity to win. Ashley as a freshman returns as a second-team all-conference player and had considerable time back there as a freshman. So, we had great catching with Megan, who we graduated, but we also didn't leave the cover dry. We've got three girls who can, I feel like, give us a very good chance anytime we play.
Is the winter your recruiting season, or does that happen all through the year?
It actually, it's all through the year. We're at just past the early signing period where we had two signings, and now we kind of see after the early signing period, refocus our attention on a few other kids, and this part of the year in the winter is an opportunity for us to spend more time recruiting, and definitely still looking at kids who we want to fill this next class.
I know one of the key things, and you talked about it, you really can't prepare for fielding until you get outside. That being said, is getting some good weather before your first game a key thing? And if not, what do you do if you can't get it?
That's the one thing we can't control, and that's Mother Nature. There's a very good chance that we'll play our first game February 10th without having been on a field since October. We do have the opportunity to go out on our turf football field if we have decent enough weather. Unfortunately, it's so cold too in January when we get back that it may be towards the end of February before we have days that we can actually be outside. So definitely, want to try to get as many reps as we can indoors. It's just not realistic to take many ground balls on a wood floor or a tartan floor. So we hope that we have gotten enough reps in September and October that it won't take us long to get back to that. So very, very good chance that we play our first games in Oklahoma without having been on a field for a while.
As your non-league schedule, have you tried to increase the difficulty of that with the GLBC coming up?
We've got early in the season we'll play a few NAI schools, and then predominantly the non-conference schedule will consist of Division II opponents. The Great Lakes Valley has tremendous softball reputation, and we know that it's going to be extremely difficult to go in and compete right away. But we feel like we've got experience this year, and a team that definitely is hungry to compete at a high level, and certain understand that it's going to be difficult.